Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. I have wanted to dive into this topic for a little while, and basically it's gonna be about the 4 elements within astrology. So within astrology, there are the 4 elements which separate the 12 zodiac signs. These elements are earth, water, fire, and air. Each solar season of the year actually contains one of each of these elements. And it all begins with fire, which then kick-starts the year with the spring equinox. So that would be within Aries. The Aries season, of course, that starts on the 20th of March, and then afterwards it goes into a new season, which is the summer solstice, and that all begins with Cancer, and that is then on the 20th of June. Then, of course, whenever summer is all over and it goes into the autumn solstice, it goes into Libra, which is the 22nd of September. And then lastly, it goes through to the winter solstice, which is within Capricorn, and that begins on the 21st of December. Even from the information that I just went through, you probably gathered that the zodiac signs actually act as different seasons. Well, that's simply because, well, they are seasons. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through these 4 elements and explaining to you all the different characteristics and traits within each element. Before I go into the 4 separate elements, I would like to highlight that I discovered something pretty interesting about the elements in relation to the brain. So within our brains, the left side of the brain is the more logical side, and then the right side is the more sort of emotional side. So within astrology and in relation to the elements, it is the air signs and the earth signs that sort of trigger that more left side, logical side of the brain. And then it's the fire signs and the water signs that trigger the more emotional side of the brain. So in continuation from my fire element video, we are going to be moving on to the water element. And so water all begins within the summer solstice, which is within Cancer, and that is on the 22nd of June. The 3 signs which are found within the water element within astrology then, of course, are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Interesting enough as well to know is that within astrology there are things called the spiritual stages. So there are 3 stages within each element, and so these are then for Cancer, it is the survival stage. So that's all about yourself, sort of that basic instinct and how you see yourself. And then also the Scorpio is within the social stage. So Scorpio, or the social stage, is within other people, how you sort of interact with the world. And lastly, Pisces is related to the spiritual stage. So spiritual stages, that is sort of that togetherness, that unity. So it's looking within yourself of survival and around you within social, but bringing it together in this unity into sort of like a spiritual stance of balance. The water signs as well, so Cancer rules the 4th house, Scorpio rules the 8th house, and Pisces rules the 12th house. Keywords here then. So the keywords that come to mind whenever I think of the water signs. Water signs are very receptive people. They can be very emotional people. Soulful people, extremely soulful, extremely deep as well, and I also think they're highly intuitive people. Water signs to me are just so sensitive as well. I think this is because the fact that they're highly emotional people, and they feel. Water signs can feel emotion, not even just the emotions of themselves. They sort of feel emotion from other people, and I think this is why they can make really good sort of psychics and mediums, because they know how to sort of reach into a person's soul and just grab it and know what's going on in there. They can they have this sort of sixth sense. If they tap into that energy, they can achieve that. This is because they just feel so deeply, and with that comes that sort of nurturing and caring qualities within water signs, especially within Cancer. Cancer, of course, that's all related to the sort of, it's like the mother. Cancer is like the mother of the zodiac. So with them, they're so nurturing, they're so caring, so sensitive, and they just know how how to nurture others and bring them in and make them feel loved. What you will find as well within the water signs is that they sort of use their common sense. That is the kind of intuition. Same sort of similar with the fire signs. So fire signs kind of act on that gut instinct, and the water signs can sort of act on that as well. So they just, but it's more of like a common sense type of thing. It's just sort of like, well, yeah, I already kind of knew that. I already felt that anyway. I didn't need to do research on that. I knew that. That is the difference with the water signs as well, with other elements such as the air signs. So air signs are more logical, more intellectual. They're more up here, whereas water signs are more, they're more in here. Interesting as well, because of these sort of qualities and factors, they make great people at giving you advice. You go to a water sign, you give them this sort of scenario or this problem, guarantee you they will give you a solution because they feel it. They just sort of know. They know how you're going to fix it. It's just that sixth sense in them. They will give you really good guidance, really good advice. So if you ever got a problem, go to them. Water signs as well are highly understanding people and highly compassionate people. So they'd make great people at sort of going into helping others because of their caring and compassionate nature. However, that being said, water, if you think of water, it can either give you a refreshing feeling, you know, just give you enough hydration, or it can just flood you. It can just completely flood you out. Not even just you, but a water sign person. They'll be hydrated, or they'll just be completely overflown and drowning in their emotions. So that's why water signs need to be careful, because they have this tendency to be very moody and just gonna snap at people or explode. That's just because there's so much emotion going on that it's just like poof, and it just overflows and the water's everywhere, and you need to get a bucket and just like, and it's never ending. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to go through the 3 signs and sort of explain common traits and qualities within each water sign. So we have Cancer. Cancer are known for being the most emotional of the whole zodiac. Very vulnerable people too, and they have this sort of constant need to just like look after stuff, to care for stuff, to nurture stuff. As I said before, Cancer is the mother of the zodiac. If they're not caring for someone or putting their energy into just nurturing someone, it's just like, what, I'm wasting my time. What is my purpose? And they just feel maybe a little bit like they're not doing what they were meant to do. They also give the best hugs. Their hugs are so embracive and so full of love. Just go to a Cancer if you want a really great hug. I don't care if you've known them for a week. Go to a Cancer if you want to feel Cancer is also a cardinal sign. So cardinal signs are innovators, leaders. They can be quite the sort of leadership, just when they want something, basically they'll go forth and they'll get it. They have that energy and that drive in order to get what they want. They're just so ambitious. Cardinal signs are highly ambitious people. However, that being said, within Cancer, if they're not nurturing something, they could be nurturing a job. So they'll be out and they'll just be so driven to get that job that they want. And that's where that sort of cardinal energy comes from. However, within that, cardinal signs can forget about the rest of the pack. They can forget about the other people along the way because they're so focused on getting what they want to get. But the good thing though with Cancer energy is that most likely they won't do that to people because they are very caring people. So that's a plus there, but at the same time still a cardinal sign. Scorpio then. So Scorpios, they just have this incredible ability just to like analyze stuff. This is why they are known to be great detectives. Scorpios just know. I think they have the best sort of sixth sense out of the water signs, because they can just see falseness from a mile off. They can see superficial fake attitude like that. Like, they will just know. You cannot pretend to a Scorpio. However, that being said, they do have this tendency to actively seek people in a crisis. They actually go out and look for it. They look for crisis. They look for people who are broken. And that's definitely something the Scorpios need to be careful of, because Scorpio is all about the death and the transformation. So because of that, it's like they want to find something dead in order to bring it to life, but they need to know that balance, that line where it's like, I don't need to fix this person or this thing. It doesn't deserve my attention, because all it's going to do ultimately is destroy me, or it can destroy the person even more. Scorpio can also be very obsessive, jealous, relentless people. And I think that's because of the fact that they are so intense and just full on. They are also a fixed sign. So fixed signs, they're very steady into what they want to achieve. When they have a goal and they have something, they're eyeing the prize, they're very steady to it and careful and cautious, but they will get there. When they make their mind up on something, a fixed sign, that's it. Their mind is made up. There's no changing their mind. That is it. That being said though, very determined, very loyal people. That's what's good about fixed signs. Pisces then. So Pisces, that is also a highly emotional sign. So I don't know, I could say perhaps that it's just as emotional as Cancer, but I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm sort of torn between the two, but both very emotional. They're very empathetic people too. Pisces are very empathetic and very forgiving people. So what you'll find is that a lot of people may take them for granted or take advantage of them because of their forgiving nature, and they just feel sorry, like they feel bad if they don't forgive someone. They just want to constantly forgive and just give all their beautiful friendly energy to people. That being said though, they sort of feel like they're chained emotionally to what they're exposed to. It's like, it's kind of like with Scorpio, where they see something that's broken and they want to transform it, but it's more, they see someone who's broken, it's not that they want to transform them, it's just that they want to be by their side and be like, they're there, I'm here, here, have a tissue, have more tissues. They don't actually want to, like, they'll not like see them grow. They don't want to transform them like Scorpio, but they do want to be there by their side to help them in some way. Pisces is also a mutable sign. So mutable signs, they are very adaptable people. They're open to change. So what you'll find is that they will just go with the flow. They're very easygoing that way. However, that being said, wishy-washy, flippity-flop, they can go between that, especially with Pisces, because they are the two fish and they're just sort of being pulled in these two directions, and you're just like, Pisces, get it together. Like, you're mutable and you're two fish and you're driving me crazy. Ultimately then, water signs, they are sort of at their best. They are using their energy wisely when they're helping other people. That's the thing with them. If you think about emotional, think about sensitivity, forgiveness, that sort of caring nature to them, you would think that those characteristics will result in being really good at helping other people. However, all that being said, water signs do have this tendency to have the worst mood swings you ever saw in your life. They will just explode in your face. I think this is because they have so much going on inside that it could just come to this breaking point where the water just, the pipes, think of the pipes, they just burst. It's like within water signs, or if you think of the little pipe and it gets a little tiny hole in it and the water's just pouring out and pouring out, but eventually that pressure from the water in that pipe is gonna make it explode and you're gonna have a wreck. So water signs need to be careful of that sort of explosive, highly emotional behavior that can come out of them. Alright guys, so that concludes my video on the water element within astrology. If you did like this video, then please be sure to give it a like and let me know in the comment section down below, letting me know your thoughts and opinions. And if this is the first time you're finding my channel, then please be sure to subscribe, and I will be back guys with another video very, very soon. Bye!